All right, so we're here for the week 4 America's recap. I've got Mooster Stash, Dirt Stash back with me this week.
Good
Um,
evening.
Hopefully feeling better than last week.
Much better. Much
Um,
better.
and yeah, we've got some matches to look at. And I guess we may as well kick off. Hey, Big A. We can kick off with mine. It was interesting. Uh, yeah, week
America
Week
A's,
four,
yeah.
America A. Myself
Oh, week
versus
four, week four. My bad. Okay.
Two Dog Day, run
One, three.
by the inimitable Linkletter. It was a rough match. I was just watching. So we both streamed it. You can go check out both sides and see all of the awful from my end and from his end. I was watching his stream to see if there was anything I missed in as I was going through that he had noticed, and noticed such things as the Yeti getting fouled on I think his turn 4 into badly hurt, which well I think I
Ooh.
yeah I think it was just into badly hurt because I used the Apo later. Um, the Yeti was off on by turn 4, and then at the half I was down 6 men and 3 injuries and 3 KOs, and none of the KOs decided to stand up.
Of course.
Yep. So that was he managed to stop my
Yeah.
score in the first half, and
15 armor breaks. Yikes.
oh, it was rough. Let me tell you. I the Norse elf continued. Norse elf plays continued to work. I did manage to score off a like 5+ pass to, I forget if it was a, I think it might have been a 4+ catch to dodge into uh, the touchdown or something
Hmm.
ridiculous, and didn't manage to pull it off again to make it 2-3 at the end of the on turn 16. But um, yeah, it was rough. On the other hand, I did not take any permanent damage, so like
Except to a loner
a
lineman who's
loner
gone.
lineman, right? It doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, he's gone.
Um,
Nothing
and
sustained, rather.
picked up a level up on the runner, so I came out of it all right. But it was
Oh, yeah,
definitely
on the
not
bright
the.
side, you got that level up on that runner for sure.
Yep.
That'll be nice.
Um,
He picked up some. He got some good SP out of that game
he
too.
definitely got some good. Although I don't think he picked up any levels. Oh no, I guess he leveled a zombie.
He leveled a
Um,
zombie that he's probably gonna dump
yeah.
because of that serious concussion.
I well
He's going on the line. He's going to get destroyed. Yeah, he had
uh
an anti-wolf and a block werewolf in their match. That must have been something else.
yeah, it was interesting. Um, post match, he was talking about taking dirty player on the zombie and using that. So I guess we'll see
Yeah.
what he runs next week. But yeah, it was. I think I haven't talked to my mentor yet. That's still on my to do list. I was gone all
Hmm.
weekend, but I think I more or less just overcommitted early on, which put my Yeti in a bad spot, and then it was really just a downhill snowball from there. Like once he was,
Especially after he started slapping your guys around.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Once the Yeti was down, and I think I lost my mighty blow. Zerker got KO'd pretty early on in that first drive as well. So I just like didn't have any threatening pieces,
Hmm.
and then AV7 just did AV7 things, and my guys mostly just fell over.
Jeez.
So it was a rough match, but like I said, no permanent damage. So
Of course.
we live again to fight another day. Um,
Brings us into our next match. Superjail versus the Blizzard Lizards.
mhm.
Um, 1-0 in favor of the Superjail, which is the Orcs. And that those injuries there tell the whole story, in my opinion. Just one, two, three, four, 5 players badly
Mm.
hurt. Two of them missing their next game. One of them including the Bloxsaurus, which he's definitely gonna feel.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Geez. Yeah, the lizards got torn up here. Nobody on it doesn't look like anybody. Yeah, there was only one armor break on the orcs for that entire game,
I'm
and it was just a KO.
Yeah, I'm curious. So there were I see two serfs on the orcs surfed two of the players. I wonder how early all of that damage
Hmm.
was done. Probably not too early with only the 1-0
No.
score. Um,
Also an expulsion, so there was definitely fouls going around.
yep.
Orcs picking up a level up on one of their blitzers with the MVP. That's pretty
Mm,
nice.
yep.
Probably gonna see a guard there, so
I think actually I was just scoping out Superjail because I'm up against them next week. I think they took another mighty blow.
that's
So I've got my work
you're getting punched.
cut out with me for me. Yeah, I gotta
You're
keep out of
definitely
those
getting
guys' way
punched.
or take them off early.
Hmm.
Um,
Lizard's only getting one level on the skink and with the MVP.
yeah,
Probably gonna see block, maybe sidestep. We'll see. Probably block. Unless that's a doubles roll, I don't know Lizards very well offhand.
I yeah I don't either. I can't say. Um,
Um, yeah, that seems like it was a super bashy match, especially with all those injuries. Superjail looking pretty nice going into his next game.
yep. And the lizards. I mean, I guess they're down. They're only down one Saurus and a skink, but still down
Down
to
a whole
five
block.
Saurus and
Yeah.
they still don't have a Crocs unless
Oh,
they
they have a
finally got it.
Crocs.
Oh, did they
Yeah, they
pick
got a Crocs. Yep.
because they didn't
I'm
have a
checking.
Crocs as of this that as of that match.
Right.
And I know that's been a pickup they've been waiting for, so they must have bought
Yep.
it.
They picked up Crocs, so they're going in. They're basically trading out their Bloxsaurus for Crocs for
Yep,
this next game,
yep.
which hopefully will help a lot with the next match.
Cool. So next match was Candymen versus Capsicum Commandos. So Orcs versus Kislev.
Kislev.
2-1 was the final score, and
Orcs taking that one.
yeah, the Orcs took it. Looks like a lot of blocks on the Orc side and a lot of corresponding KOs. Not a lot of casualties though.
Yeah, there's 11 armor breaks.
Yep.
It looks like the Kislevs took 14 armor breaks total.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
3 passes. I'm curious whether that was
three
Kislev
pass.
throwing vanity passes or whether that was passes
It's
for something for attempts at scoring. Um,
Awesome Aim asked about the prediction chart.
oh yeah. Let me pull that up. Oop. Uh,
Hi, Awesome Aim.
let me see what I'm doing.
And yeah, he said block is double on skinks.
Okay.
So
Ah.
he has to get lucky to get another block skink.
All right. Prediction chart. I suspect the prediction chart is not going well so far. uh, Here we go.
Ooh, a strength up blitzer. I didn't see that. That's really nice. Wasn't here last week, so I didn't get to see a lot of
Oh yeah.
the developments that had happened in the previous week.
All right. Week 4 predictions. So what do we got? Studious tags. So missed that one.
Hmm.
Superjail missed that one. So we're 0 for 2. We correctly called the Candymen last week. So 1 for 3. 1 for 3. Yeah, so what did it? So they leveled up Kislev leveled up a lineman. Candyman leveled up another blitzer. They are doing a good job at spreading their SPP around the
Oh yeah, that's
those
a
blitzers,
third. Yeah, that's the third blitzer getting up there.
which I guess,
Probably potentially another mighty blow, possibly another block for more utility, to help their one mighty blow out. I
yeah,
expect a mighty blow though.
yeah, that seems reasonable. Um,
Both very good options. Probably praying for that double roll so he can get that blodge going on. That'd be pretty huge. Only a level on the lineman on Kislev. Unfortunately, probably going to see another wrestle, possibly a block,
yeah,
possibly a dirty player. Never know.
I mean, it doesn't really have a bench. I don't know that I would take
Yeah, probably
dirty
not.
player at this point.
Eh,
Um,
it seems like a pretty obvious what happened here. A lot of punching from the Candymen onto the Kislev.
yeah,
A lot of KOs. A lot of KOs. A lot of stuns. Kislev
yep,
probably just got ran over. Yeah, as Awesome Aim said, most of most I would expect most of the orcs in general, they're gonna get guard and then they're gonna get mighty blow or vice versa. Like
right.
everybody's gonna have guard, everybody's gonna have mighty blow, everybody's gonna be punching everybody. It's gonna be great.
It depends
It's
on,
not great.
yeah, right, exactly. It depends
It's
on which
it's
side of
not
that you're
great.
on.
Unfortunately for me, I was on one side of that this week and last week, so it's great. All right, moving on to our next match. We're looking at Skull Raisers versus Dark Elves Rising. 0-1 in favor of the Dark Elves. Undead versus Dark Elves. Um, let's see. Not a lot of armor breaks this game. Not a lot of blocks in general. Which must be frustrating for the Undead team. Only
Yeah,
29 blocks total on their side, 20 on the Elves.
elves
9 armor
screening well, I
breaks
guess.
and Elves taking a damaged back on the lineman. That's a niggle. And Undead only losing a ghoul in their match. Badly hurt, not dead. um. Uh. No level ups on the Undead team, unfortunately, but the Witch Elf picking up a level on Dark Elf side, which is going to be nice.
Yeah,
Ideally, pick up that block this time. Definitely needs it if you're going to be running around with Frenzy.
yep.
Yeah, that is a super sad amount of blocks. There is definitely no real punching going on. The Dark Elves probably just ran circles around those mummies, so the mummies can never really get a hit. And yeah, you could see no casualties on their part at all. It's really sad because those mummies starved for SP. That match, there's honestly not too much to talk about with that match.
It does look like Dark Hells Rising picked up block on the Witch Elf. So, as you were
Uh,
as
yep,
you were suspecting.
definitely. They definitely need it. All right, that wraps up America A,
Yep.
leading us into America B.
B. What do we got in B here? So we've got Men of the West and the Iron Maiden Van Halens.
Oh man, that was a game to watch.
Ooh.
Yeah, Manhack really got diced in that game.
Ooh.
Death on a blitzer, who of course was the MVP.
Picked
of
up
the
the
game.
MVP, of course.
Loner lineman dying, so not too huge. Thrower getting knocked out of the game, and same with another lineman. He was outgunned after a certain point. The Iron Maiden Van Halen's really just kept the pressure on him all game long. Manhack just couldn't get away. Yeah, it was everybody. I'm pretty sure you guys said it, and I probably said it the week before that when it came to the chaos. This was a huge upset. Um, yeah, I watched the game. The chaos player really played well. He never really let the game get away from him. He really put the pressure on Manhack constantly, and one small misstep on Manhack's side ended up costing him the draw. He tried to stall for one more turn, but Iron Maiden managed to hop right on top of him at the last second, and he just couldn't get it back.
Sounds like
It
a
was
game
just
I need to pull
yo,
up on
yeah, it's
stream.
definitely
That
awesome aim. He casted it on his Twitch channel, so if you hop in on his, he has a VOD for it.
nice.
It's like it's the 3 hour, it's the 3 hour VOD where he had a game previously and then he casted the game.
Okay, cool. I'll pick that up then.
Yeah, but that was a super fun game to watch. It was just chaos was all over him all game long. It was just crazy because yeah, they're down a whole chaos warrior this game too. They only
Yep.
had 3 warriors. One of them with mighty blow, but that guy wasn't even relevant for most of the game.
Right, two cows on just
Yeah, just
some
on the one who
random
also
warrior who
yeah, who also got the
got the
MVP. So
MVP.
that's
Yep.
massive. That warrior's probably seeing a block, maybe seeing a mighty blow, just from that other warrior.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he picked up mighty blow instead of block, but it's the greed play. Yeah, there's not much you can say about that game. From there, it was. I definitely recommend anybody in the chat and you to go watch that game. That was a. That's how you play some beginner chaos for sure. You also get to hear awesome aims and lead pipe's lovely voices. I'll let you take the next one.
All right. So we got Magical Misery Tour and Lead Pipe. Speak of the devil. 1-1 draw. So that's a Necro versus what's Lead Pipe playing? Brett's.
Bert's.
Yep. So 1-1 draw. We had that one decisive, but that's the usual. Looks like pretty even on the armor break side. No, what am I saying? The Necro,
Blocks are the same.
Necro smashed some armor is what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
That's a lot of KOs on Magical Misery Tour. So I guess congrats to Lead Pipe to keeping it to a draw there. I feel like that could have gone gone much worse for them.
Yeah. Not to mention, I'm not sure when you lost that blitzer, but that must have hurt a lot once that blitzer was taken out of the
Oh yeah.
Must have hurt a lot.
Up to a level 3 though with the
Oh,
the
yeah,
MVP
yeah.
pickup.
I think they picked up dodge on that, so another blodge blitzer.
Okay. 3 blodge blitzers. That's
They only have agility and general access, I think.
Oh right, that's right. Bretts have a
Yeah,
weird
they don't.
weird
Yeah, they don't
access
have
patterns.
Otherwise, you'd probably see guard here,
Yeah.
guard or mighty blow or something. So. Yeah, very blocky game, but dice were definitely in support of Magical Misery Tour in this game. Unfortunately, when it comes to armor, probably had a huge impact on the game. And as I can tell from in here, fouls coming out, two expulsions on the Brits as well. Must have hurt. Two expulsions with no casualties inflicted. Yeesh.
Lead Pipe was commenting that he had a bribe as well. So and the fouls just looks like they didn't
break it.
Didn't do it.
All right. I'll let you take the next one.
Sure. So next up, Natural Icemen and Dwarfs but Crazier. So Norse and Chaos Dwarf, and another 1-1 draw.
Another even blocking game,
Yep.
but those armor breaks, wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's armor 7 versus armor, not 8s and 9s mostly for the, or 9s mostly for the Dwarfs. So that's somewhat to be expected.
Mostly 9s, and most of them have thick skull. That must have been frustrating for the for the Norse team.
Yep, got a touchdown on the runner, but didn't pick up a level. Niggled a lineman, so not too
Nothing really
nothing.
lost.
Yeah, um, the Chorfs pick up another level on a blocker, so might see another
That's really
claw
nice.
there.
Hmm.
Um, given their other pickup. Now they got guard. It looks like.
That's
So that makes
kind of
sense.
expected.
Yeah.
Because those blockers don't move whatsoever. They have like movement 4.
Right. Yeah, they're not a lot of movers and shakers on the Chorf team.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
looks
pretty
pretty.
cut and clear. Just a
Yeah.
bashy game that the dice ended up favoring the dwarfs, as you can expect from
Yeah.
AV9 versus
Yeah, you got to get
AV9 with thick skull versus AV7.
yeah, you got to get real lucky on that for as Norse to come out ahead on an even bash game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the
Right.
last was, well, you want to take Themyscirans
Sure.
and Skull Bashes?
Sure. As he said, Themyscirans versus the Wild Skull Bashas. 1-0 in favor of Big Damn Heroin. Uh, Looks like the game was just played a little bit ago. I saw the match report pop up before I hopped in. Um, even blocks favoring Themyscirans in this matchup. What is this? Amazons? Yeah, Amazons
Amazons
versus
versus
Orcs.
Orcs. Yeah, they
Oh,
got
that's
the armor
crazy.
breaks and
Uh-huh. 9 armor breaks against Orcs.
KOs.
Um,
So yeah, they were
yeah,
pushing the Orcs around. It looks like.
yeah,
No Kaz though. I remember
yeah.
noticing that
No, yep.
on the
Not a
match
single
report.
casualty on either sides. Um,
Orcs leveled a
and
blitzer and a lineman, so that's
yep,
pretty
Blitzer
good.
and alignment. Probably a dirty player. Probably a guard. Um, Amazon picking up a level up on their thrower as well,
Yep.
which will be super nice for sure.
Did they
Um,
spend that yet? No.
Hold up. A completed pass on a blitzer? Huh.
Nice. Probably vanity, given that it picked him up the level. I would guess that was not a yeah, 4 yards
Yeah.
completed pass, definitely
Oh
vanity
yeah,
pass,
yeah.
probably like end of the game.
Right.
Yep,
Yep,
turn
turn 16
16.
vanity.
There it is.
And as he said, KO'd his mighty blow, which takes it out versus relatively frail Amazons.
I mean, the Amazons
Yeah.
being dodged, like they're not going to fall over very easily.
No.
Because the Orcs don't have the tackle to take them.
Mm-hmm. Definitely need a tackle against them, and unfortunately, we're not that far in the season.
Yeah, unless you're some variety of dwarf.
All right, that wraps up
Yep, that's
America
B.
B's. Some between. Do we know who's missing in shortened offensive and the midnight special?
Mm, I don't think. Well, I think
2-0 on the
Lanky's
midnight.
been. Oh no.
Lanky's in my division.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's Lanky.
No.
That's Dork Lord.
Dork Lord. I don't know. They might just not have played yet. I don't know if they have. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're scheduled yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not even scheduled. Yeah,
Um,
they might just
they might
might
be
just be playing
run late on.
later tomorrow
Yeah.
or something.
Um,
All right, bringing us into the last, but certainly not least, because it has yours truly in it. America C.
All right, so we got the Theeds and Stitch City Mongrels. So I think that's Woodies and Necro, if I
Mm-hmm.
remember
2-1 in
correctly.
favor of the Woodies.
Yep. Chalk that one up in the win column. As far as predictions go,
41 blocks versus 15.
yeah,
Wow.
the Woodies were not standing around to hit things. It looks like just uh, doing a lot of movement, a lot of running. Um, yeah, shockingly large number of breaks, but not a lot of casualties. So
Not
elves
even a lot of KOs either.
elves got off pretty lucky on that.
Mm-hmm.
That includes serfs. I wonder if the casualties. Well, elves did get a chance to foul apparently. Not sure who.
Well, giving them the expulsion.
Yep.
It was probably on the first foul. That's how it always goes for me. On the first foul, I immediately get sent off. That's why I don't foul anymore.
Mm. Oh, aim reports that it was one GFI from being a 2-2.
Oh wow.
It's bad feels.
Yeah.
But on the
Don't
upside,
get me started on GFI.
on the upside, it looks like you guys now have a level 3 werewolf to contend with in your division. So
Yeah.
good luck with
I
that.
think I have him the week after next. No, I have the feeds. I have him week 8. I have him eventually. Yep, week 8.
Good.
So he's going to be even scarier by then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. 2 levels on the Thieves, one on the catcher and one on the lineman.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it didn't land on either war dancer, but they both did pick up 3 SPP each. So they're on their way finally.
Yeah. And neither of them are out next game, so they've got more chances at
getting those last
levels.
SPP.
Yeah.
So they definitely need it in these upcoming games. Man, those werewolves are scary. That werewolf's gonna pick up like Mighty Blow or something.
Yeah.
Oh
yep.
man, I'm dreading this matchup.
All right, well, talk us through your match.
Oh boy. My match, I had an amazing first half. Like absolutely amazing first half. I was proud of my first half actually. Match ended in a 1-0 in favor of the Orcs.
Yep.
My first half went pretty well. I managed to stop him from scoring in the first half whatsoever. Kept it going pretty well. Almost scored in the first half too, but I made one critical error that resulted in my blodge catcher getting KO'd and surfed.
Oh no.
Yeah. After that, we go into the second half. I start taking a couple of KOs. Yeah, you can see 15 armor breaks.
Yep.
I ended up taking 4 KOs into that, one including my ogre.
Oh, the ogre guy KO'd.
My ogre was a champ through that match though. He was a real trooper. He was getting knocked around left and right, and despite having an armor bust, he stayed kicking for a good portion of that. He even took a foul to the face and he wasn't removed.
Nice.
But we get to the second half and I received, and don't get me started on GFIs. You can actually hear my entire attitude change after I failed a GFI. Like I had 2 GFIs and then I would have had the match. 2 GFIs to be completely safe, and nothing could get to my catcher.
Yep.
So I take the first GFI, immediately fail it, re-roll it, pass it, and I'm like, honestly, the safest play, it's between letting a blitzer blitz me on 1 GFI and then a 2 die.
Yeah.
It was 2 GFIs and a 2 die, or
right.
taking the last GFI. And preventing him from being able to touch me at all. So of course I take the GFI, and of course I fall over. Rolled my second one.
It's rough.
Yeah, and that just cost me the entire game.
I mean, I would have done the same thing. Like roll 1-2+ versus. Well, I mean, on the other hand, I guess force him to roll 2-2+ to get the 2 die, but
this guy had better dice than me. He kept it was my turn with the good dice, and he didn't give them. He didn't give them back to me. I lost. That catcher went down, and then he proceeded to make a lot of his GFIs. I proceeded to try to blitz with my. He based the ball at that point because he was able to do that, and I
Yep.
attempted to blitz him with a blitzer who dodged out on a 67, and then failed his GFI to block him. Not to mention, I also made a mechanical error in. I made a really bad mechanical error where I thought I had the blitz going,
Yep.
and then I checked something else. So I clicked off of him, so the blitz went away.
Oh
I clicked
no.
back on the blitzer, and then moved him before re-blitzing him. Realized immediately my error,
It's the worst.
and that I think that was a point where I essentially threw away the game because I wasn't able to stop what happened next. Failed the GFI to base that orc that was next to the ball. Rerolled that. That was my last reroll. So now I'm playing no reroll Blood Bowl for the last 3 turns of the game, which is
Uh-huh.
really bad.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to fail constantly. Made one last desperate play and then failed that, and he proceeded to pick up the ball. I was playing against Green Elves this game. As you can see, with 2 completed passes.
Uh-huh.
One of those completed passes was from the blitzer to the loner lineman, and then the loner lineman handed that off to another blitzer, and then they just ran away with the ball.
Jeez.
Within 2 turns, we were basically at his touchdown zone.
Yep.
In 2 turns, he took it all the way to his touchdown zone.
Wow.
Yep, it was that. It just happened just like that. It was pretty bad. Yeah. Overall, I didn't get any permanents. Thank God. I am so tired of having to deal with these loner linemen.
Are you back up to
no
a full squad
permanents.
next
I'm
match?
considering it. I'm tossing ideas around on what to do, whether to replace that Agi busted
Oh yeah. Oh, because you only
blitzer
have
or to just.
you only
I
have
have
9 guys total, right? Even
only 9
yeah.
guys. I'm considering ditching the blitzer, replacing him,
Uh-huh.
just to get back up to full strength on that.
Right.
Or potentially picking up 2 linemen so I don't have to deal with loners, because there was a loner reroll in there that I tried to throw, and of course it failed.
The loner rerolls are so tempting and never work
Yeah.
out.
I took it because I had 4 rerolls at the time, so I
Uh-huh.
felt like it was worth it.
Yeah.
But overall, that was a good match. My opponent played pretty well. He rolled the good dice and took the risks. And he punched the hell out of me, as you can see with all the blocks. 63 blocks.
63 to 24. That's a
24.
pretty lopsided block game.
For only 14 armor breaks. So all things considered, I held out pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
entire match.
You walked away with fewer armor breaks than I would have expected.
Oh yeah, I mean, compared to all my other games, I expected to come out of this completely maimed, but only one badly hurt in that entire thing, and of course it was on my one of my most important players. I did get a permanent I did APO away a permanent injury on my guard piece. That happened, and I remember being like, "Come on." And the APO was like, no casualty or dead, and that was pretty funny. But yeah, that was a fun match. I definitely learned a lot, and I'm definitely going to take what I learned from this going into my next orc match, who's coincidentally against the top player in our division right now.
Oh, good.
The Big A Serial Slayers.
Speaking of, they looks like they're getting a bye week on.
Yep, it's confirmed that any games with Ankalisag, that's always going to be a bye week.
Got it. And then Lanky and Graveyard Goofs have not played, so the last one is Dirty Dozen over Lizard Leagueries. Which
3-0.
3-0. That's called that. I tuned into about 30 seconds of the of Adorable doing a review of that game with Major Reisman, but
Hmm.
was busy with other things, so I couldn't stick through it, stick with it. But
Hmm.
wow, 3-0. That's a
Yeah, that's huge.
yeah.
That's that's are we sure he was playing undead?
And not even like it's not even like a 3-0 because he knocked out half the team. They pretty even
Yeah,
armor breaks, pretty even KOs.
the blocks were definitely in favor of the lizards though. 46 blocks versus 26. So on
Right.
26 blocks, he managed to get the
Get two
same amount as armor
Kaz.
breaks.
And two Kaz out of that. So there's definitely some good some lucky rolls there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Big A,
Jeez.
we did. I think this might be our top top scoring week as far as predictions go. We're
It's
we're
me. I'm
only
the curse on the
just shy of
predictions.
50-50.
I'm definitely the curse on the predictions.
Oh man. I mean, there's still a
Unfortunate.
few more that could get called that we didn't we just haven't seen the results of yet. But
Right.
yeah, I'm very curious about what happened with this the undead and lizards. Do we have?
Like you said, Adorable, who's Major Reisman's um mentor, did a little review on it, so we
Yep.
you could check that out if you were curious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Big A said yeah, PKJ 99 is Reisman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did see something how apparently the Lizards just could not pick up the ball that game, which is
Oh,
really rough.
yeah.
That must have been super frustrating. That wraps up America Seas though.
Yep. All right. So, week 5. What do we got? A new sheet of predictions. Is one of the things we've got. Um.
We'll roll back to America A's.
Yep.
Week 5, Kislev getting the bye because I assume
Yeah. I think Dearest Children
the
are out.
they're gone. Yeah, it's awesome. Man, lizards have a lot of troubles just picking up the damn ball. So really rough for them. Week 5, we're looking at Dark Elves Rising versus the Blizzard Lizards. So look at the skills. Picked up the Crocs. Down a Blocksaurus, down a Skink.
Yeah.
So we'll see 2 replacement Skinks. No? How many players is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll see 1 loner Skink.
Wait, 12?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, yes, 12.
including the two that are out.
Yeah, including the
okay.
2 that are out, so that brings it down to 10. So they'll have
Yep.
1 loner Skink going into this.
The Dark Elves have. So they got the block Witch Elf, and then they've otherwise got 1, 2, 3. So they got 5. So they'll have a couple of. They'll have some loners as well.
Not nearly as big since they do have all of their positionals.
Yep.
Well, minus a catcher, so. But they're agility 4, so it doesn't really matter. They can just pick up the ball. Unlike me, can't pick up a ball on a freaking 67 sure hands. Anyways, no salt there, no siree.
Nah, none at all.
This one's gonna come down to how well that Croxagore replacement is. If he can get that Croxagore on top of a blitzer, one of the Blodge blitzers, or even on that Witch Elf, that'll be pretty massive. Just get that Crocs on top of them and just don't move them anymore.
Though, I feel like okay. Last week the Dark Elves played. They were playing what, like against an Orc team, I think, and they.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just no, against Skull Raisers, who are
Undead.
like undead, and I think close to the top of America's A.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just I feel like the Dark Elf team has shown some ability to stay out of the way of bashiness, and given that there's only the 2 block sources.
Yeah, honestly, I will be giving this to the Dark Elves, though. I'm giving the positives aim. I'm not saying that necessarily he's going to win because of Croxagore. I am saying that he might get some key casualties through the Croxagore's prehensile tail, because I'm sure Elves look at a 67 and gasp. um. Oh yeah, like for sure, prehensile tail definitely hurts a lesser non-elf teams very hard. Anyways, I'm pretty much just listing off the positives, giving hope to the poor lizard team that is going into this awful matchup. Because I'm going to keep it real. I'm pretty sure the Dark Elves are going to take this one too.
Yeah, that's where that's what I would
It's really
going
going to come down to how lucky the lizards get with their blocks going into this match. They are down 2, 3, 4, 5. They are down 1 Saurus, so they only have 5 Saurai on the field. Much less that's a block Saurus gone, so that's a whole block they don't have now. They do have a Blodge Skink and a Sidestep Skink, so they do have a Skink with some survivability. Aim definitely not showing his bias towards lizards.
Aim, didn't you have a what was the finals against Vizcardus and Lizards
No,
last
it was
year, or
I
was
think it
that
was the semifinals.
the semis? Okay.
Finals was human versus human.
That's right, it was humans, both sides.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's I'd give this game to Dark Elves Rising for sure.
Yep.
Just purely based on agility 4, and then the lizards really don't have anything quite yet. Just 3 blocks Saurai. Croxagore has no SPP, so it's elves are probably going to take it away.
I'm with you on that. All right, who's up next? So Skull Raisers and Two Dog Day. We're looking at top
Undead
number 1
versus
and
Necro.
3 in the standings.
Ooh.
So what do we got here?
13.
Mighty Blow White.
Ooh.
Couple of Blodge Ghouls. And a Block Zombie. And pretty deep bench, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, he's 13.
Yeah. And then
13.
So they're running a similar bench then, because Two Dog Day also has
13.
13.
Yeah, both of them have 13. Even if you take out the even if you take out the one zombie that's armor busted and out, or sorry, yeah, armor busted and out, that's still 13 players on their side.
No, it looks like actually only 12. Oh no, or did I miscount? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, they do. So they're 14 at full strength, and they just have the one zombie out.
Yeah, I'd personally dump that zombie because now they're getting some TV bloat going on due to all their zombies. But since they both have a bunch of zombies, it doesn't matter too much.
Right. Yeah, it's not it's going to be like a babe worth of inducement for this game, so it's probably not a huge deal.
Right. It's gonna be this one. Unfortunately for the undead team doesn't have too much going on for them right now. They just have a Mighty Blow white and then 2 Blodge Ghouls, so the ghouls have a little bit more survivability.
Yep.
But the unfortunately for undead team, those werewolves are pretty developed at the moment. One of them with agility, so keeping him down is going to be near impossible. And then he has a block werewolf as well. The guard white coming in to definitely help out those wolves take down anything. So this one's going to really come down to how many casualties can the Skull Raisers rack up with their 3 Mighty Blows onto the necromantics werewolves, which the werewolves can, in fact, if they somehow manage to get the power, can tear up those mummies at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Um, the wolves are definitely going to be the star. It's definitely going to come down to how well can these wolves do, and can the Skull Raisers take out those wolves. That's definitely going to be the Skull Raisers' main goal in this matchup, is to take out those wolves.
Yep.
I definitely expect to see that Mighty Blow White charging at the wolves whenever he can, with the blitzes.
I think
Yeah.
also if the Skull Raisers can keep the play sort of centered around the mummies, then they'll
Mhm.
have a better shot. But if Necro can sort of move the they have a speed advantage. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. The wolves are faster, but they don't have any. They just have the one ghoul picked up.
They only have one
Um,
ghoul. Overall, though, I would say those wolves are definitely really fast. So if they get
yeah.
away, they're getting away.
Yep.
Um, and he'll have to rely on his blodge ghouls to do anything, which is dangerous, of course. Yeah, I think I would give it to the Necro team in this case. The Necro team has more level ups, and those wolves will definitely tear through the mummies if they get the chance, but will definitely, if the whites get caught out, the whites are going to be gone in this game. I'd give it to the Necro.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I am also pretty interested. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
For sure. I definitely want to watch this match. I know Linkletter does
yep.
stream his matches,
Yeah, he
so I'll
streams them
definitely be
all,
on the lookout.
and they don't they he exports them to YouTube as well, so they're not going
Ooh,
anywhere.
sweet. All right, that brings us into our next match, which is the Candymen versus the Studious Stags. So that's Brett's versus Orcs.
Yep. Candymen are
Orcs are down a whole blitzer.
down a blitzer. They've got
2 guard, 1 mighty blow though, and a
yeah,
movement up
that's
thrower.
some pretty
No levels on any of the black orcs, so no blocks anywhere over there. Still strength 4 though.
yeah.
Only one level up on 1 blitzer. On the Brett's side, so only 1 blodge blitzer. He's got a block lineman and a guard blocker, and that's pretty much it on his side.
Yeah, and only so 2 rerolls to the 3 on the Candyman.
Ooh.
I think
I'd give this one to the Candyman.
yeah, me too.
Having that mighty blow and 2 guard is definitely going to help and out strengthen his opponent.
Yeah. And there's not enough of a TV difference to really make much of an inducement gain.
An
It
inducement
doesn't look
different.
like. And Candyman
1200 versus 1120. There's 80k in inducements.
80k. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean that gets you
I can get
a
you. I
babe.
think like a really cheap. I think there's a cheap star player that's like.
Yeah, I don't know
like,
who. I'm not sure who Brett's have access to. That is apparently a thing that it's possible to look at in Rebel somewhere. Although I always forget how to get there. Star players. Here we go. Brett's do not have a cheap.
Okay. All right, then that doesn't matter.
Yeah, their lowest is 150.
Uh.
So
Oof,
yeah, they can
that's
get like
expensive.
yeah.
It's really expensive. In this case, I think I'd have to give it to the Orcs. Orcs definitely outstrength the Bretts. The Bretts don't have any easy removal, and the Orcs are armor 9, so removing them is going to be rather tough.
Yeah.
For the most part. So having the 2 guard pieces and the 1 mighty blow is definitely going to come key in punching the heck out of the Bretts.
Yep.
Linemen probably not going to stick around for very long. The 7 armor.
Right.
And
Right.
that'll let them have access to the more important players. Yeah,
Only having
I'd give this one to the Orcs.
only the one Blodge blitzer means the blitzers are going to go down relatively
if he's
easily
not
as
careful.
well. Yeah. Yep. I agree with you on the orc call there. So last we've got Superjail and myself.
Norse versus Orc.
Yeah. So the last game against Orcs did not go well for me. This game, so his level ups are both Mighty Blow, which is going to be unfortunate. Mine are also both Mighty Blow.
Also have Mighty Blow and a Dodge Runner.
And the Dodge Runner, yep. And I picked up another runner after the last game. So I've got a pair of Dauntless pieces for taking on
Black
Orcs as needed.
Who don't have any block, so you're pretty lucky there.
Yeah.
This is gonna come down. This is gonna be a really bashy game.
Yeah, I think if I can get an early start on some removals, I will be okay. But if I end up having pieces taken off like last time, then it's gonna go south fast.
Yeah, you'll have to be wary because in a straight up fight, if he rolls the good dice and you don't get the good dice, you're gonna start feeling the bad dice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I feel like your Yeti is going to be very key in this matchups with the claw. That'll allow you to actually shred through this armor 9 that he has. If you can focus down his 2 blitzers with Mighty Blow, you can remove pieces that will remove you in return if you're not careful. It's really going to come down to you overwhelm him with block completely. So if you can keep that advantage, especially against those Black Orcs, if you can tear up his team with that Yeti Claw and with your own Mighty Blow Berserkers, get some good surfs in and such, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I need to. The last couple of games, I think I've just been a little bit too. I've let myself get sort of caught up a little bit too much in the kind of scrum of things, and
that's
been to my
one
detriment.
thing you have to be. Yeah, that's one of the things you got to be a little careful of. Even though you are a bashy team, it's a little scary to be too bashy with your players, just because you are armor 7 for the most part. So getting if you're not careful, you will just get slapped around because you don't have the longevity, especially against Orcs who naturally have armor 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll the good dice and you'll be fine. I think in this matchup, this will be a draw. This will be a draw.
I think he's probably gonna.
You think he's gonna slap you around?
I think so. I mean, the last couple of matches have really. Maybe they've just got me spooked, but I think even with the like potential like mismatch of skills on like leaning towards me, AV7 is so fragile.
Yeah, you're gonna give it to them then?
I would give it to them, yeah.
All right, we'll go with yours. It gives you more reason to win, so you can prove yourself
exactly.
wrong.
Either that or I'm hedging my bets, right? I either win the game or I win the prediction.
Which is more important?
All right, so that wraps up A. So let's pull up B.
On to B. Week 5.
All right.
Men in the West versus the Midnight Special. Amazon versus humans. Finally, the humans get to be more bashy this time.
You think? I feel like the Amazons are definitely the bashier team on this.
It's going to be a lot of both of them trying to take their shots at each other. It's
Like
really going to feel like that.
because so here's the way I look at it. Like the
Hmm.
humans have the one strength 5 piece, and they've got, I mean, looking at Manhack's particular case, they've got like the one mighty blow blitzer and a guard catcher. So they've got a little bit of the strength advantage. They don't have a
Hmm.
block advantage.
No, they don't
Amazons
have a
have a
block.
guard catcher as well, and the Amazons all have dodge, so they're going to stay standing way longer than any of the humans will. I think if you want to pick
Hmm.
like who's the bash in this particular match, it's got to be the Amazon.
I guess so, yeah. Especially since the Amazon aren't going to be outspeeding humans at all. They're about as
Yeah,
fast as their slowest human, minus the movement busted lineman, of course. This is going to come down to if Manhack can keep the speed advantage, because he does have this. He does have a speed advantage on the Amazons right now.
yep.
Um, so he's probably going to play a little bit more. What's it? What's the term?
Keep away.
Agility based in this, yeah, and try to keep away more elf-like, if you will.
Right.
Because he has no tackle, he can't really take on the Amazons, and the Amazons are going to be able to stay on their feet for the
Yeah.
most part. So he's definitely going to have to play the agility based, take your shots when you can, run when you can't, kind of deal.
I think that's right.
Uh,
I think I still.
but
I think I give it to the Amazons on this one.
yeah, if the Amazons can keep that, keep the game in their plate, Manhack's going to have a really hard time. And Manhack doesn't have any levels on his 3 blitzers. He did lose a blitzer
Oh, really?
last game. Yeah, he had to replace that blitzer.
Oh, yep.
So,
Didn't have any SPPs, so it's cash, but
not too huge. Ooh, oh wow, the Amazons are going to get huge inducements though.
right.
Amazons are going to get 130K in inducement money.
Yeah.
Plus
What is
their own 110K in cash. I guess they just don't have any money to have anything to really spend it on.
what do they do with
Jeez.
130? I mean, they could get helmet. I don't know if that's worth it.
They can get helmet. They can get. I don't think they'll pick up that. They'll need any Bloodweiser babes in this matchup. How do you see inducements like quickly?
See inducements or star players?
I guess
Like
is it like star players specifically for them?
yeah, there's each race has a specific selection of star players they can get. So like
Right.
the Amazon has the only star player that is in their inducement budget is helmet. If they
Hmm.
spend a little bit of their cash, they can get Willow Rosebark. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a readout of their skills, so I don't.
Hmm.
I don't actually know what they do, but they're yeah. I don't think the inducements are gonna do that much.
Potentially, we'll see.
But
It might matter, it might not matter.
yeah, um,
Um, yeah, I think I'd give it to the Amazons too. We'll call it. Manhack is one of the top contenders in his division, but I think he's gonna have a rough time in this one, especially if he's shaken up with his last match.
yeah,
We'll have to see.
yeah. It's interesting. I mean, the specials have not. They've only won one and they've lost two, but I do feel like this match in particular, they're well positioned.
Hmm.
But yeah, we shall see.
Helmet is chainsaw. Yeah, he
Okay.
might not pick up helmet.
Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see. AIM usually watches Manhack stuff every week,
Doesn't
so we'll
doesn't
see.
AIM watch all of the games?
It seems like he pops into every stream I'm usually checking out.
Yeah. AIM confirmed to not work normal hours.
Nah, he's a high school kid. He's in high school.
Yeah.
He's a baby. Doesn't work any 9 to 5 or anything. Nah, anyways. Bringing us to our next game, we got the Wild Skull Bashes versus Short and Defensive. The dwarf has not quite played his game yet, so he
Yep.
might have some kind of a development. Yeah, kind of hard to tell what he has because he's down stuff at the moment going into his current game.
Right.
So a little hard to tell what he has quite yet.
I mean, I could see pretty easy avenues towards leveling a troll slayer, one of his
Mm-hmm.
runners, the a blocker that's AV1. Oh no, that's Agi1.
Agility one, and that's
Probably
fine.
still fine. Yeah, so like any of those could pretty conceivably level up
Mm-hmm.
as a result of this game that he hasn't played yet. Um,
Versus our orc who
but
has 2 Mighty Blow as well and a Dirty Player lineman.
yeah,
This is an Armor 9 versus Armor 9 game.
yeah. So a lot of
Um,
bash. I
this is
mean the
gonna be
mighty blows
super bashy.
will help with some help the removals on the orc side.
Um,
Um,
yeah, but you got to keep in mind that the dwarves are Armor 8 and Armor 9 with Thick Skull. Every
mm,
single one of them have Thick Skull. So
right.
removals are going to be a lot harder than it might seem, even with Mighty Blow.
Yeah, that's true.
This is going to be an all-out slug match. It's going to be super slow, super grindy. It's really going to come down to how well can the orcs like run around the dwarfs,
Yeah,
and how lucky either team's bashes come down. This one is probably going to be a big old draw, but if you ask me to pick one, I think I'd give it to the orcs. Um, yeah, I think I'd give it to the orcs.
that's yeah. I was sort of leaning that direction as well, but it seems like a hard one to call definitively.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
we're
I
gonna
think
call it
I think
definitively anyway.
um yeah, if the dwarf can force the orc to play his game, then the orcs are gonna lose, but I think the orcs got this.
Yeah. All right. Um, Up. So dwarfs but crazier and the Themyscirans. So this is
Another
uh,
Amazon.
another Amazon, but they're facing off against a team that actually has tackle. Um,
Oh yeah, that's a bunch of tackle.
so it's a bunch of tackle. They've got some guard. They've got some claw. Um, Themyscirans have a niggled blitzer and a block catcher
Hmm.
and a leveled thrower that hasn't taken a thing yet, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's taking anything quite yet.
And a guard lineman. Um, I feel like I gotta give this one to the Chorfs just from the tackle.
The tackle's
Um,
definitely gonna be big and holding on to it'll definitely help in holding on to the basically if he marks any of these Amazons, they're not moving away anymore.
yeah,
They no longer have that they won't have dodge. They won't have free dodges anymore.
and
Uh,
they don't have block, and most of them don't have block. And once
mhm,
if they're anywhere near any of the blockers, they don't stand up anymore, right? Like
mhm,
the tackle negates the block advantage of dodge as well. So
mhm. Yeah, and the
I,
dwarfs on top of that have they have block tackle, they have a guard piece. Basically, they get marked by those blocker dwarves. They're not going anywhere
yeah,
anymore. On top of that, the Amazons are pretty fragile
yep,
in comparison. All of them armor 7 versus all of these armor 9 players on their side. Only one bull centaur.
yeah. I think that was the one that died against Manhack on a like falling over.
Oh, that sucks.
If
That
I
sucks.
remember my match history correctly.
Yeah, he is dead.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a like the ground killed him situation. Um, I think
Um,
I think I gotta give this one to the Chorfs.
hmm
Just
Yeah, the Chorps are
on the
probably
back of
gonna.
the
Mhm.
tackle and the block. I can see I could see the Amazons pulling it off with some solid coaching, but I don't.
If it comes into a slug match, the Chorps are gonna take it away.
On the other hand, the Themyscirians have won every single one of their matches, so
Ooh,
that
interesting.
I mean, I guess one of them was a catch-up game, so they're only 3-0 instead of 4-0. But um, yeah, so there are certainly some coaching chops on that side of the field. Uh,
hmm
and on the other side, I will confidently predict the Chorfs get one goal, since that's what they've gotten every game their entire season. Um,
Just one touchdown.
One touchdown every game. Very, very predictable. Um, a variety of results, but always one touchdown. Um, so I'm still gonna go with I'm gonna give it to the Chorfs, but I think I'm willing to be wrong on this one. I think is what I'm saying.
You're open to the idea of being wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would not be surprising if you were wrong. And it would not be surprising if you were right. Overall, it's going to be boring. That leads us into our next game with that bout of optimism on that. We're looking at Dope Deer of Sigmarsheim versus the Natural Icemen. Bretts versus Norse. That's an interesting matchup. Very interesting lineup. Norse missing a lineman going into this game, but
Yeah,
that's not too big.
yeah, that
They
doesn't.
have, they have an agility up runner, so and no other lineups or sorry level ups to speak of. Versus the Bretts, who have their level 3 blitzer, who has leader and dodge. Um,
Yep,
almost all of
three.
their blitzers have the blodge. Missing one blodge on the other blitzer. They got the guard, blocker. Other than that, this is going to come down to this one really comes down to who's going to roll the good dice. Overall, the what are these guys called? The Bretts have they have the armor advantage, so they might outlast it, but they also are slightly in danger because they are outstrength in this matchup. Um,
Yeah,
with two Ulfs and the one Yeti. It's a little spooky for him. He does have Dauntless, so he can compete with them at the very least. Which is definitely going to be key in this matchup, is getting those Dauntless pieces to do their work versus those high strength if they need to release the ball or something to that effect.
yep. Lead pipe comments that he is going to be free with the fouls, given his 13 deep bench.
Yeah, he does have a deep bench.
Yeah,
1250, 110 in inducements for the Norse. Granted,
yeah.
nothing changes over on their team.
Not
Um,
not a
Probably
lot to
nothing
do
too
with that.
huge.
I mean, you can get. I think that's what I
Get the
had.
Bloodwisers.
Yeah, you can could get a Babe, could get Boomer for a little bit more armor
hmm
on one drive. Um, but
That I think I'd give this one to the Bretts. Because they're going to be going in, or the Norse are going into this with they're going to be with one loner lineman. May or may not matter. But they also just when it I don't know. I just have a feeling
yeah,
they have a skills advantage. The Norse only have a runner with agility up.
and
Everything else is
the
natural.
the linemen are pretty solid against the various frenzy pieces because of fend.
hmm
It's harder to push them around. And then the wrestle versus block. Uh, so the Norse are going to have a hard time keeping their pieces upright, I think.
hmm If they take on blockers,
Right, if
yeah.
they're taking on the blockers, they won't be able to push the linemen around. Yeah, I do think I do think that the Bretts might have
Brett.
the edge on this one.
Mm-hmm. I'd give it to the Bretts. That one probably will be a really fun one to watch, actually.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting matchup.
And then the last is Iron Maiden, Van Halen's, and Magical Misery Tour. Van Halen's are back up to their full complement of warriors, although one is AV broken.
Armor busted.
They've got block on a Beastman, and probably block on a warrior, maybe Mighty Blow on a warrior. We'll see when that...
Between Mighty Blow and block. Might go big and go another Mighty Blow, bank on removals, saving his game.
Yeah. Plus, it looks like
definitely one strategy.
Boatload of inducements.
Oh yeah, he's going in with 1070 TV versus 1230.
Yeah, although I don't know if there's much
that's what 160k.
Yeah, although it's going to be minus 20 or maybe a little bit more depending on what the what that warrior rolls.
Oh yeah, the warrior will level up and go
so
up,
that's gonna
20k.
Not going to be much in the way of.
So 110k in inducements.
Yeah, not going to be much in the way of star players. In fact, nothing in the way of star players if it's at 110. So it's going to be babes, I would guess. He doesn't have enough bench for fouling, so probably not a. Well, I mean, I don't know how much a bribe costs, but
bribes cost 80.
Okay. Yeah,
Pretty sure.
So I'd expect to see the babes here.
Thank you, cat.
And
it's I mean, hey, if the Chaos player puts on the pressure and plays as well as he did against Manhack, I think he's got a real shot going into this game. He might pick up a Apothecary as well, actually.
Oh, does he not have an Apo yet? Oh yeah, that's
he
true.
doesn't have an Apo yet. He does have the money for it, but he doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, I would expect to see an Apo after this game for this game.
Is it because he lost a warrior? No, he's only lost a Beastman
I think
so
he just
far.
maybe hasn't picked up.
He's been probably rolling bad and decided to pick back up into.
I mean, he won his last 2 games, so.
Yeah, I think he's got a real shot at this, especially seeing how well he played against Manhack. If he can play that well against the Necro team, he'll definitely take it away. But in terms of skills and such, the Necro definitely outmatch him a little.
Yeah.
The Necro with their Claw, Mighty Blow, Werewolf, and 2 guard whites. When it comes to bashing, they have a little bit of an edge right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna, if he can get that werewolf clawing those warriors, that armor 9 isn't gonna matter.
Right. The fleshies can, with the thick skull and the stand firm, can stand up pretty well to the warriors.
Yeah, if he can stick those on, run with the ball, past them, he just bank on the lack of skills. It's gonna come down to it. I want to vote for the Chaos because of how well he played in the Manhack match, but based on skills, it feels like he's just gonna be basically outgunned a little bit in this matchup. But we'll see. I would actually not be. I think this is another match worth watching. I think the Chaos player in general is worth checking out because he's definitely that game against Manhack was really well done on his part. A little aggressive, like very aggressive, but overall he very good player. Very good player.
All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb. We'll say the Chaos takes this one, and
well, that wraps up America Beast.
And what have we got for C? Let's see.
Week 5. Wood Elves versus Lizards. Thieves versus Lizard Vagaries. Let's see. Wood Elves are. They've got. They're out linemen, but they're always out linemen. They probably have like 3 loners into this match. The lizards, unfortunately, not picking up any skills quite yet on any of their key players, nor their
Oh yeah,
skinks. Um, the wood elves are. I think the wood elves are probably going to take this game. Um, just no skills whatsoever, so that's going to be really rough in this matchup. It's not going
yeah,
to let them catch those elves from just dodging away and walking away. Um, War Dancer is probably going to knock down Saurus more often than not. If he even does that, he might not even need to. He might just need to walk away.
yeah.
Um, Tree Man probably gonna stick to the Crocs, and the Crocs is just gonna get knocked around because the Tree Man's strength 6. So,
And the war
um,
dancers can also like if the unless the skinks are really really well protected with the ball, the war dancers have leap to
just hop right
just
in.
pop the ball out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I think
Yeah.
calling this for the elves seems reasonable to me.
Mm-hmm. Very very easy call in my opinion. Unfortunately, just lack of skills really hurts,
Yeah,
especially up to this point. We'll see though if they get really good armor breaks, really good casualties on the wood elves, then they'll be fine.
yep,
Comes down to that though. Got to
yep.
remove their team. Uh, Go
So
ahead.
yeah, we graveyard goofs and dirty dozen, an undead mirror matchup. So this should be interesting. Um, how do the skills shake out? Dirty dozen have mighty
Have a
have guard on
guard
their
mummy.
mummy. Have movement on a white on a oh they have movement on a ghoul.
Mighty
As
blow on a
do
white.
so they both have movement up ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mighty blow on a white versus dirty player on a skeleton. Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of the major
oh,
differences.
uh, Major Reisman just pointed out the Goofs have not yet played their week 4 match,
Oh.
so they might
Hmm.
have some. They might be coming in with some more stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Could easily
they can get
see
a.
a mummy leveling up.
Yep, very possible.
Um,
Maybe even both if he's really unlucky with the MVP going on Big Tuna.
yep.
Um, yeah,
Baby snakes
possibly.
could get another level with a TD.
Hmm.
Um,
Potentially the white Fred getting a TD would
yep.
be massive as well.
Yep.
Getting that white leveled up. He needs to be careful about getting all this SP on the ghoul because that ghoul is going to become a big TV sink, and if he gets knocked around, he gets killed. That's going to hurt so much.
Yeah.
So he needs to be a little careful there. So potentially different match than what we see here, but I feel like at the moment, bar some lucky level ups on um Graveyard Goofs, if we were to look at this as though worst case scenario, nothing really changes on Graveyard Goof's team, then I would give it to Major Reisman in the mirror. He just kind of has more skills in general.
Yeah, I think that sounds right to me. Um, Match history.
Tied against me last week. Got a bye the second week and um tied with the Wood Elves on the first week for the
Mm-hmm.
Graveyard Goofs. Versus Reisman losing his first two and winning his second two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
It
I think it's.
feels like a
Go
bit of
ahead.
a toss up. But I'm fine with calling it for the audience, and we'll give it to Reisman.
Hmm.
Um,
Which mummy is gonna beat which mummy? Oh, hi Tony. That guard mummy is definitely gonna be huge though.
yeah. Um, so and then next, so Beer and Brawl gets a bye week.
Hmm.
Um, have they played their last this last game. Are they still in? No, they didn't play. They haven't played. Okay, so they're the ones that are up against Goofs this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see. You have. I think you win the award as being the first one to have put your schedule into week 5.
He messaged me like this morning, so just go ahead and get it. Scheduled early, not playing our game till next Tuesday though.
Oh,
Yeah, big
running late.
Yeah, his only availability times are like his only availability times are really late, so his only
Okay.
real free times were Tuesday.
Yep.
I should have it done before the recap though. Scheduled it for like 6 p.m.
Nice.
So this should be nice and done by the time we recap next week.
Cool.
I
So
had another unfortunate week in where I literally only got 1 SPP.
oh no.
Yeah. Ah, God, it was so mad. I tried to vanity pass with my thrower for the level up.
Uh-huh.
Of course, he fails the pass, so 1 and then a 2.
Rough.
Just a cherry on top of my really bad rolls that entire game. Even Slow Rider mentioned it in chat. Just I got so screwed in the last half of my game.
Yeah.
Just dice were really out to just end my entire game. Still haven't decided what I'm doing with my team quite yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to replace this blitzer now and then save up, or just go ahead and fill my team up back to 11 with 2 more linemen, so I don't have to deal with this loner crisis I keep having. Against the Serial Slayers, who have they have 1 block black worker. He has 1 block Blork.
Yep.
There we go. 1 Mighty Blow Blitzer, 1 Blodge Blitzer. Other than that, nothing else has changed about his. Nothing else too significant with his team. Versus my Blodge Catcher, my 2 guard pieces. So in terms of strength, I do kind of have the edge in strength. But one thing I've learned with Orcs is that you do not get caught up in a punching game. They will not outbash me necessarily. They will just outlive me.
Right. Yep.
I can't stand up to that armor 9, especially he doesn't have a thrower like the last guy did, so no obvious targets. In this, he's got a full complement of armor 9s.
Yeah.
So a bash match is definitely not something I'll be doing in this matchup. It's really going to come down to who can move the ball further and make the plays better. I mean, in this matchup,
you've got the speed advantage pretty solidly. Like,
mm-hmm.
really no question on that. So if you can play a little elfy and just kind of sneak around the edges, especially you've got 2 catchers and the thrower, so like pass plays are not out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could pick it up on points, although the question of team damage comes into.
We'll see. I'll let you make the call. I'm biased. I already told him I'm gonna win, even though I'm looking at 2-1-1 right now, and he's looking at 4-0-0. Wait, he hasn't. He is going to get SPP because he had the bye week last week.
Oh.
And that still hasn't kicked in yet. So potential level ups.
He's not
maximum. He could get a lucky level up on the Black Orc blocker with a MVP on him. Potentially the troll. And potentially a blitzer.
Yep.
So those 3 people, if they get level ups, then we'll see some more block on another Black Orc, or some like block unlucky block, or potentially a guard on that troll. Or if I'm super unlucky, that blitzer is going to level 3, and we'll see Mighty Blow, piling on piece. Piling on, maybe guard. We'll see.
Probably it looks like he's gearing that one up as a killer, so I would guess piling on would be the next the next thing to go there. But
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
see. I'll let you make that call. I
yeah,
know
it's
you guys
a
voted
tough
against
call.
him last week. I checked in just to hear that.
um, I think I'm
I'm pretty
gonna.
sure.
I think I can see you pulling in the TDs if you can keep it from turning into a brawl. I think you can walk away with like a 2-1
Mhm.
perhaps, but I think it's gonna be. I think it could be a challenging match.
For
But
sure.
yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
I just have to win from here on in order to make playoffs. That's the goal now.
There you go.
Last match. Yep, last match. We got Orc and Beans versus Stitch City Mongrels. Necromantic versus Orcs.
Yeah.
Necromantic hasn't put their level on their werewolf quite yet, but he has 2 block werewolves. 2 block werewolves and nothing else.
Right.
Um, which is still huge because the wolves are the star players of this team.
Yep. Yep.
1 Blodge Blitzer on Orc and Beans. That's a
And
lucky
a
doubles for him.
couple of
He
black
got
orcs with block.
Goblin with sidestep.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. He used that as a fouling piece and
Huh.
got sent off on his first foul. Nice and quick. It was on my armor 8 ogre and it didn't even armor break him. So screw you. um yeah, this one it's really going to come down to how well the Necro team uses his claw werewolves with block. Cuz as we've seen, that just turns any armor roll. Oh, any armor value is now just 7, so
Right.
essentially he's looking at a bunch of 7 armor.
Makes every team a
Um,
Norse team.
every team is now a Norse team. Everything on Orc and Bean's side is now armor 7. If he can tear apart those blitzers,
But I
um,
mean, it's only one. It's like one piece a turn if he's doing
mhm,
it right because he doesn't want to
right,
leave the wolves in contact. So,
hmm
I mean, yeah, I think if the Necro team gets some key removals early, that could definitely tilt the match. But sort of the rest of the field around the wolves, I feel like is going to go the Orcs' way. Although the Necro team does have a bench, so I could see some fouling happening as
hmm
well.
yeah, they got a nice little bench here. Um, it's really this one's a little more up in the air. I
Yeah,
feel like if I were to pick though, I think I would give it to the Necro team. Um, yeah, I'd give it to the Necro team. They've got a pretty solid team going. And if he plays with those werewolves correctly, the Orc team's never gonna get any real damage on those wolves, and those wolves are going to shred his team.
yeah.
Um, I think I'd give it to the Necro team. We'll see though.
All right. I will put it on the Necro team, and we will.
And that's it,
That's a
folks.
wrap. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming out to cast, and
Of course.
thanks for everyone for joining us. And we will. Good luck. Good luck on your week 4 games. Week 5 games, that is. Week 4 games. You still have to play them, but get those games played. And yeah, we will see you next week. More or less the same time.
See you guys. Thanks for tuning in.